home and by matter of people flocking to this place, and just the same by matter of exchanging stories, it all revealed and it all came into something like all of them agreed that this must have been long immersed in water. Now, as they had consulted many other people, it came to a point wherein they believed in one story that this was one, and in some stories related to this particular incident, this was one of the three original images brought by the early Spaniards. We talk about the others, the Virgin of Manawan, and the Virgin of Antipolo, or the Virgin of Baptiste in Blue College. Now, similarly, that particular small statue, which measures only less than 10 inches, no? It was too evident that she had been long immersed in water, for which her face and the other parts should be almost as black. What is just interesting to note is that despite the many years, if we believe or we trace history wherein when the Spaniards came, and only found in 1603, this must have been long already. And people ask us the same, how did it get into the water? Now, one version came out that, as it was being shown to the natives, not promoting probably Christianity, sailing or passing through rock water, it accidentally fell. Ika ngay nabitiwan. Now, the other version came out just to say that I know it may be even related to what can be a typical Batangas practice, that you make use of religious icons, or religious images to really, putulin or hatlangan. So in that case, it was even intentionally thrown into the water and finally found by Juan Martin. After many stories that actually circulated, it reached the Paris Priest, and the Paris Priest personally got it from Juan, but this time endorsed to another person in that particular custody, a lady by the name of Maria Espiritu. Maria was even wealthier, probably wealthy enough to be able to order a beautiful urn, but just the same with the stories that one got through. Same thing happened with Maria. And this is something like the image as placed on top of the table. In the evening, she will be gone. In the morning or the following morning or next morning, she will be back in the same spot. Now, in that in these disappearing acts, stories would have to circulate that she has granted, or as people saw her, they prayed, and miracles had happened. In that way, just the same that she was referred or described as Birhen Gala. Gala, which means to wander. Ay kay ba noon ay ang birhen ay gala. Ngayon naman ang babae pa gala-gala. Pagbalik ay may bata. Di ba? Okay, iba na ngayon po. Okay? So with that, Birhen Gala. However, every time she will have to get in, as following years, she would have to get into something like disappearing acts. It was also just the same observed that she is accompanied by birds, and we're referring to one species of bird, which is the kingfisher, which in local terms is actually kasay-kasay. So then again, from Birhen Gala to Birhen ng Kasay-Kasay, however, with the Spaniards having difficulty to pronounce it more correctly, with the other people from one mouth to the other, a little of the corruption factor, it led into something like it became Kaysasay. Some other religious visionaries and religious historians would attest that Kaysasay can also be related to her kasaysayan. So her story, Birhen ng Kasaysayan, very, interesting story. We celebrate her feast the same as we celebrate Immaculate Conception every December 8. But what can be really more amazing to witness is that after the very, very long procession in the morning, the typical celebrated Mass attended by so many devotees, but in the afternoon when the procession, which is so long, finally culminates, people get into such chaos. Chaotic, all because they would want to see the original image, for which, if you happen to go near that particular and large photograph, she's in that vestment which is all gold. Earlier, I pointed to you the revolutionary headquarters. Same story happened to Doña Gliceria Morelia when her house was attacked by bandits. Now, the bandits thinking that because she is rich, they will have a good look. But then when they opened the chest, nothing was found. And to Gliceria, it was just by matter of miracle that was granted to her. And she reciprocated it by giving the Virgin a vestment that is all made out of gold. Now, with that vestment as she would wear, however, it's actually kept not just for security reasons, people will even have to stay longer to witness her enthronement in the casco. And what is a casco? In the early Chinese time, the casco is a slim or a thin boat wherein when they peddle their wares of farm produce, it's just actually with a cover of the nipa, the native, just like a native hot boy, no? But the modern casco now is two bancas joined together with a platform that can only have a load capacity that would have to be maximum of 25. In my case, I would just have to share this with you. I've had enough years wherein I will be the only one privileged holding her during the cruising through the waters of Pansipit River. That's because I am just as really devoted to her. Now, with my holding her, I know and I can share these experiences or the experience that I have witnessed ay talaga naman hong nakakapangilado. Maaga pa ang mga fisher folks. This is something in relation to many fishermen, no? That to them, if they do this every year, to them, if they could not at all miss, the following year will have to assure them of continuous and bountiful harvest, whether from the lake or from the sea. Okay? To them, it must be done. To them, they have to participate in such activity. Not only that they will be there, but they will have to be holding the four ropes connected to the four corners of the casco or that particular bangka, wherein anumang lakas ng alon, anumang sama ng nasa ilalim at ikaw ay masusugatan, ay kasabihan nilang ang sugat bukas ay hilom agad. Okay? It may be a matter of something like you will argue, but of the many times that I have witnessed, I know for a fact that really many of them numbering to more than 500 even just have to stay in the water until finally it reaches a mini mark wherein she will have to be enthroned in a typical carroza. Okay? Now, the more important thing that I'd like to share to you is whether or you believe it or not, I know she's very miraculous. In the many times or in the many years that I've been too devoted, I can't even complete more than a book with the stories that I know. A litany of all the miracles that I have been shared by the many. Nung unang panahon, ang alam ko lang sa kanya ay people resort to her out of something like the terminal cases of cancer or cancer patients. Ang dami pumupunta dito. Not necessarily sabing hindi sila mamamatay, but just prolonging their life, no? Just prolonging their life here. Na minsan ay instead of really submitting themselves to a major operation, I will be happy and I will be glad to see them once again, months after, and only to share to me, oh God, sabi niya, hindi natuloy ang aking operasyon. All because I got to be devoted to her. I have been praying every Sunday that I come here. I have completed my 4 Sundays and that's it. I mean, these are stories that are shared. Well, number 2 is, every time people would have to come here for a visit, and when I ask, they are the ones bound to take the medical or the board examination or the bar examination. And I'm surprised it's the same with those who would have to frequently go to Manaoag, just the same that they go to Kaysasay and pray. Then, weeks later, they will be back and get into a Thanksgiving. But the more important thing that I discovered, for which I've done this for Probe Team, for all the other very interesting television features, was the fact that even Arbularios, even the medicos, believe in her into something like how one being possessed can be brought back to normal. I've seen enough of them being brought here in trance, in something like 10 lalaking pagkalalaki, hindi makaya-kaya. But once the victim is just dumped there in the altar, and they will have to even share it with something like getting into a group prayer, I will be surprised, or I have witnessed, wherein many of them really are just back to normal.